Biggie came up with the term Zoom goof earlier this year because, of course, we're all Zooming things, or so many people Zoomed this year, meetings and all that kind of stuff. And still, people are doing that, of course.
Oh, I had to help my mother get on Zoom the other day.
Mother?
Yeah.
Nightmare.
What for?
Well, she is trying to go back and get a part-time job that she had before the pandemic, working for the school system down there.
I see.
And she wants to do that again. Well, they have moved everything to basic online, and your orientation was a Zoom meeting. And I spent 45 minutes on the phone trying to help her download Zoom and then teach her about it. And, you know, I told her, go somewhere quiet and don't say anything. Because I can't help you mute it. I don't know what it's going to look like.
Mute yourself.
Yeah, but she doesn't know what that means. So I was like, just go in your bedroom, shut the door, just watch and don't say anything.
You know, I didn't have
That's what Biggie does.
She's really, you really
give everybody that advice?
You're teaching her your way.
Go to the bedroom,
shut the door.
watch, turn on your laptop,
Shut the door.
then shut the door and don't say anything.
Don't come out until you're forced to.
You came up with that term, Zoom goof.
Zoom goof.
There was a time we were having all our meetings here on Zoom, and it was embarrassing for me. A friend and colleague and I were early to the meeting, so it was just the two of us. And he started talking. What was he talking about? Sports or something? And
Yeah, usually something, a topic that the two of you have typically bonded over.
we chatted for just a minute, and it was probably 5 minutes before the meeting was going to start. And I just was so tired of hearing him, I just went to mute him or turn him off. And
I love that.
my big finger just was going right at his face.
Good.
You know, just like, what?
I'm just going to go ahead and...
Now, the term Zoom goof is for when you leave something in the frame or you say something that you think you're muted and that kind of thing. Well, I had something. You wouldn't call this a Zoom goof. Listen to what I did on Thanksgiving. I got a text from a guy I know his name is Chris Brown. And he does like he's done some work around our house. For a very nice guy. You know, sometimes we'll get weeds or whatever. He comes and gets rid of the weeds and treats the grass, you know, that kind of thing. And so does what do you call it? Aerating. Okay.
Sounds like a good man to have around.
Very nice guy. Okay.
All right.
You know, I've known him for a few years now. Well, his name is Chris Brown. So he sent what do you call it? A GIF. Okay. It's got motion to it.
Okay.
I'll just show it to you. It's Bart Simpson with a turkey on his butt saying Happy Thanksgiving. All right.
Okay, clever.
Well, for whatever.
Well, that's pleasant.
Okay, so I looked at it, and I just quickly read it. I thought it said from Chris Demm, not Chris Brown. So, sometimes we'll text each other. Just the four of us will text each other. And I thought, well, that's a little bit odd for Chris Demm to send a happy
One-on-one.
Thanksgiving, a one-on-one. Well, I thought it was all of us. I just looked and saw, and I thought, but I thought that's a little odd for him to send. But so I wrote back, and this is what I always do: is come up with some like flowery piece of poetry to write back, you know. So I wrote back, Happy Thanksgiving, dear friends, as the joy of the day surrounds me. I shall remember all that I'm thankful for, and you are at the top of my list.
That is what you send to us. This flowery BS.
So
Now your landscaper's reading.
So the landscape guy reads it. He's like,
What?
He wrote
He's
back.
showing it to his wife.
Yeah.
You see this?
Should you be working for him?
I mean, I sent him that as a kind of a fun joke.
So
I
stupid.
think you should be at his house alone. The only thing warmer than my turkey is my love for you.
We've grown closer this year, closer than before.
I want you inside me like a giblet.
And I kept wondering why, like, Dave and Biggie weren't jumping on this. And an hour later, I said, "Oh my God, that's from Chris
wrong
Brown.
Chris.
That's a wrong Chris.
Chris Brown, the rapper.
Chris Brown, not from Chris Demm." And so I had to write him back and go. And I just did. Then I did like the laugh until cry. Yeah, I was like, LOL. Yeah, but he quit. He resigned. He said,
You still got leaves to move.
"Yeah, I know." He said, "I can't. I'm uncomfortable being around."
Well,
you."
because you waited so long, too, then it looks like you were trying to be like, oh, it's a joke, but it wasn't a
But
joke.
it wasn't
but it was
really
a joke. but it was.
Yeah.
That's technological goof on my part. The quick read.
Sometimes I have found that if someone sends me a text, it's usually not from you guys, because usually we're pretty good about responding. If we're all engaged, it's usually pretty immediate. But sometimes I'll get in sometimes you get two conversations going
yes,
parallel.
yeah, I've done that. Yeah.
And I'll type a response to someone, then go back to the other conversation, but I didn't hit send.
Yeah, I do.
So
that.
then when I need to go back to talk to this person that I may see every 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and it's like the last message is still there.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know.
It's still sitting there in the chamber. I just haven't pulled the trigger.
Because you get busy. Yeah, you get busy and you don't hit the little arrow.
hit
you
the
know?
arrow.
I know. Sometimes that does happen. Oh, man, that was the worst too. I looked back at this and went, my God, he's
So
gonna.
he's your landscaper.
Well, no, he's
Don't say that don't say he treats your grass and handles your weeds. Because that makes it sound like you two get together and smoke it up.
Hey, I see what you're saying. No, he treats my grass and handles my weed. I wouldn't.
I mean,
Really, his brother does a lot of landscaping work, but he comes out sometimes when it's like aeration time. And
he's got the machinery.
He got the machinery and
Right,
stuff.
all right.
Good guy. I don't hear
It's
from,
important to have one.
Well, I don't hear from him that much, and
Well,
so
he sent you a happy Thanksgiving.
and he does on holidays. He does send me a lot of times like Merry Christmas or whatever.
Are they usually kind of whimsical?
No, that's the first time that I believe that he has
that's
sent
unexpected.
one of those. And in thinking about it, that's not something Chris Demm would normally say. Well, he sent me a happy Valentine. There's I'm looking back now.
Oh, it's a trend.
Winnie the Pooh?
So
What is going on?
now on that one, I just wrote back, thank you, same to you. Have a great day.
God, you let us know what happens on Christmas.
No kidding.
I know. Let's. Well, there's last Christmas. I see.
Wait.
There's Santa showing his butt. He's mooning me. Santa.
He's twerking. You got twerking
All
Santa.
right.
Twerking Santa. I should have known. That's not something Chris Demm would say.
No, Chris Demm doesn't wish anybody happy anything ever.
He's got a Bart Simpson with a turkey on his butt, and then I write back all that poetry stuff, and it's like, oh my God, so stupid. Well, there's this woman.
I'm not giving you a discount.
Yeah.
No, he's trying to do that thing where he pretends I'm his friend for a discount. I see this a lot. Hey, buddy.
I'm not doing
Brewski. Yeah, same price, bro.
not going for that. There was a woman who, she's in England, but she just went on her social media. Her name is Nikki Faulkner. She's 32. She had a Zoom call for about 15 minutes with her boss and like her boss's boss. It was a pretty big company meeting, just a few of them in it, though. And she realized she did it from her bedroom and realized she had left some sexual lube on the nightstand and was in full view. In fact, one of her coworkers later called her and said, "But your lube was out there the entire time."
Mm-hmm.
She messaged her on text, but woman didn't get it. So that's a classic Zoom goof that your sexual lube is out. But look,
I question when stuff like that.
you think that she
I think she left it on purpose.
on purpose?
Yeah.
But why? What would be just to like get noticed, or what would
Just
she?
kind of that joke, maybe, to get noticed and see.
Maybe.
I just find, in my opinion, when people leave sexual aids out,
Yeah,
I always think it's more on purpose.
you do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I was helping somebody move once and found some Glide or something.
Well, that's like if where was it in a drawer though?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I opened the drawer to the nightstand to pick it up.
Easier to lift with the drawer.
That's right. And there was like KY and this and
That's
that.
where it belongs.
Exactly.
Yeah, it was in the drawer, but
Hey, she's an adult.
Yeah, not on the nightstand.
Whatever.
I find it hard to believe when somebody says, "Oops, I left my self-pleasuring device out," or "I left my lube out."
Yeah.
I don't think that's nightstand on the top material that's just out all
You
the
gotta
time.
put it
Interesting angle there,
Yeah,
Biggs.
you gotta-
Yeah.
I'm trying to think if you had to do a Zoom from your home, where would you go? I wouldn't do it in a bedroom.
I wouldn't end up in
No.
couch.
I mean, even if maybe that's where the Wi-Fi is strongest. I
Oh,
don't
maybe,
know.
maybe, yeah. She's sitting in her bed. I would do it sitting on the couch. I
Yeah.
think, or,
Yeah.
or a table like a
Or
dining-
solarium.
Yes.
Or study. Or library.
Sunroom.
It's nice to have choices, isn't it?
The library.
I've done the kitchen.
Well, Biggie and I have the kitchen, living room, dining room combo.
What about your keeping room, your study? Have you ever gone to your study?
Mudroom?
There's one room.
the
It's called the
mudroom?
keeping room, study, kitchen,
Oh,
living room,
I've
den.
done it from my mud room before. I've done it for our drop zone.
I'd like to come spend a weekend in your mud zone.
Near the cubbies.
Near the
Yes,
cubbies.
yes.
Right, yeah, I do own that. There's another, this is a goof as well, but it turned out beautifully for a high school basketball team in Pontiac, Michigan. They were one guy on the team was trying to get everybody in to a texting group, but he typed in a name or a number for his teammate Luca, 1 digit off by accident. And the digit, once he missed that digit, he wound up texting and getting the wrong number of a player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Sean Murphy Bunting, who I've heard of. He plays for the Buccaneers. So none of the high schoolers, and Sean Murphy Bunting texted him back and said, hey, man.
They have the same area code?
Yeah, because Murphy Bunting is from Michigan. And so he hasn't changed it, even though he plays for Tampa Bay. And so they got his number, and the guy wrote back, Murphy Bunting said, hey, that's so-and-so from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. You got the wrong number. Well, nobody on the basketball team believed it. So they FaceTimed with this guy from Tampa Bay, who's on the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and he was in the locker room after their win this past weekend, and he got Gronkowski on, and they were FaceTiming. Yeah, they were all FaceTiming together. Let's see. Leonard Fournette walked us through the locker room and showed us all the players. Mike Evans, Gronk, Richard Sherman.
Those are the stars.
Well, what about the GOAT?
Okay. One of the guys says, where's the GOAT? Where's the GOAT? And Fournette said, let me show you. And he turned, and there was Tom Brady. And
naked?
Brady, no, not naked. No.
Oh.
I don't think Fournette would do that to him. And so Tom Brady said, hey, where are you guys from? They were like, Michigan. He's like, oh, great. I went to school.
He's a Wolverine.
Yeah, I'm Wolverine. And so they were talking, and all those guys were like, oh, my God. Isn't that incredible?
Amazing.
That's awesome.
And they said, we're not going to let your number get out, and we won't abuse it. We're not going to call you or anything. So to the guy who got locked or looped in there, they were on for 30 minutes. And this guy, 30 minutes FaceTiming with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I thought it was really cool that all those guys did that, just kind of because it was a mistake. It was really, that's the best technological goof I think I've ever heard of.
Most wouldn't do that. We wouldn't do that.
Oh, I would.
You would not.
I'd pass it. They say, where's the GOAT? I turn it right
first
to
one to
Krista.
hang it up.
Where's the GOAT? Put it on Krista. I would do that if somebody accidentally,
Is that one? Is that better than the kid who keeps going to that old woman's Thanksgiving? That may be
the same thing. That's the same type thing.
They mistexted. Yeah.
That's
or
what
missed a number.
Now that's what I thought of. Yeah, the exact same type thing. The other day we talked about the guy who had won the lottery twice. And he didn't play the lottery. He's from Maryland. He didn't play the lottery to win. He played for love of the game.
Love of the game.
That's why he did it. Then we had a woman also from Maryland who had won 3 times, $50,000. And now this from Massachusetts. The State Lottery Commission has confirmed that a man, let's talk about great news, a guy named Alexander McLeish who had gone through open heart surgery was sent a card with 3 scratchers as a get well card, a get well message from a friend. He scratched off the very first one and won $1 million.
Darn it.
After having open heart surgery.
He didn't have a heart attack, did he?
He did. He's dead. He's dead.
Well, his kids will be set up nice.
His heart seized right up there. The card fell out of his hands.
I'm sorry, sir. He has to claim the prize.
He's done a lot for his family now because, yes, the $1 million ticket. He had won $1,000 that a friend gave him in a birthday card 5 years ago. This is another multiple winner. Now he wins $1 million from a card sent by someone just telling him to get well after open heart surgery. Isn't that something?
Yeah.
It really is. That's pretty cool. Now, speaking of cards, Chris Demm saw this as well. PETA's at it again. The last time PETA got into it was over the World Series, Major League Baseball. They had a call to stop calling the area where pitchers warm up the bullpen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They want to call it the arm barn. That's being discussed now during this player lockout that's getting ready to come. They're going
to talk about that at the winter meetings?
At the winter meetings. Will it be called bullpen or arm barn going forward?
Still up in the air.
PETA said, what a victory to get that on front page headlines that indeed arm barn is preferred.
What are they up to now?
Well, now, huge victory for PETA. CVS has said that they will stop putting greeting cards with orangutans, chimpanzees, and gorillas on them on their shelves. Hallmark makes a line of greeting cards with orangutans doing funny things.
Yeah.
Or chimpanzees.
Making goofy faces.
Yes. And PETA says unnatural images of chimpanzees and other apes has misled customers for years into believing that species, which may face extinction within our lifetime, is thriving and likes to do these fun things like put on hats
and model
and smoke
and smoke cigarettes.
Meanwhile, in the wild,
yes. Meanwhile, they're downtrodden in the wild. They don't like any.
And put on a shirt that reads "It's 5 o'clock somewhere"
with a party hat and a martini glass.
So,
that's been posed.
Apparently,
just monkeying around on your birthday.
Well. For years, PETA has been after Hallmark to stop this because it says it gives an unnatural image of chimpanzees.
So Hallmark caved or CVS?
Well, CVS caved. They said we're not going to put them out on you.
Fine, you're right. They don't smoke with you.
And,
They don't wear sunglasses in the wild. Fine.
This chimpanzee does really not care about your birthday. What? I've saved all these.
PETA's really digging, aren't they? They're looking for something to protest.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Of course not.
That was a thing they were mad.
But I feel, now that you mention, I feel like I've seen those cards a
long
jillion times.
Yeah,
I know.
Never buy them.
No,
I
I've
don't
never seen
either.
a monkey card.
No, I don't like them.
I don't love animal. I love the funny ones, but for some reason, chimpanzees I've never, not many times.
It's amazing how they still sell the shirtless dudes and the chicks in bikini.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, they
birthday
do.
cards
Now, they
for the,
do that.
for the oldsters.
That is true.
Got you something hot for your birthday.
Half naked guy with a fireman hat on.
Yeah.
But yes, but I always like the ones
Open to see his hose.
Actually, I got my wife one that was so fitting this year. It was like this old couple, old clothing. And they were on the couch, and both of them are just like laid out. And then you open it, and it said, "Must be 7:30," and that's what time we go to bed.
Well, no, that's accurate.
That's
good. It's
absolutely
funny 'cause
accurate.
it's true.
Yeah, and it worked out
Poking
perfectly.
fun.
Now,
Not
CBS,
monkeys wearing sunglasses.
no, CBS has banned all of these monkey, chimpanzee, orangutan cards from all 10,000 stores. Walgreens has not gone as far, but they have urged Hallmark to stop making the cards. They said, "We'd like you to please stop."
Go to the source.
Hallmark.
Walgreens and CVS.
Oh, believe me, PETA's been after Hallmark for a while, but now by getting CVS to say no to the cards,
That's a big win.
it was a big win. They are celebrating this as a huge win over at
I guess.
PETA.
PETA headquarters.
Yeah, and I really had no idea that was a thing, that was being done, but it is.
No.
That's exactly right.